In a world where luxury was reserved for the elite, one man dreamed of perfection, while another dared to chase the impossible. Henry Royce, a boy who grew up in poverty, spent his childhood fixing street lamps and selling newspapers just to survive. Meanwhile, Charles Rolls, a wealthy aristocrat, lived for speed, adventure, and engineering marvels. Their lives couldn't have been more different, yet destiny would bring them together. What happened next didn't just create a car, it built a legend, a machine so refined, so flawless, that it set the gold standard for luxury. This is the untold story of two visionaries who transformed the automobile industry and left behind a legacy that still reigns supreme today. Henry Royce wasn't born into wealth, privilege, or even comfort. He was born into struggle. In 1863, in a small village in England, Henry entered the world as the youngest of 5 children. His father ran a flour mill, but business wasn't great. By the time Henry was 4, the family had lost everything and moved to London, hoping for a fresh start. But life didn't get any easier. At just 4, he wasn't playing with toys. He was chasing birds off fields for pennies. At 9, he wasn't in school. He was selling newspapers, running miles across London streets just to afford a meal. School wasn't an option. Putting food on the table came first. But Henry had something that couldn't be taken away: his mind. He was always tinkering, always trying to understand how things worked. He didn't have textbooks, but he had curiosity. And that curiosity would soon take him far beyond the streets of London. Some people accept their fate. Henry Royce wasn't one of them. At 15, with help from his aunt, he became an apprentice at the Great Northern Railway Works. Long hours, low pay, but he was learning. With no formal education, he studied engineering, algebra, and French in his spare time. When money ran out, he had to quit. But Henry never gave up. He worked at electrical firms in London and Liverpool, gaining experience. By 22, he started F.H. Royce and Company, making electrical components. His obsession with quality paid off. By 1894, his company was thriving. But Henry wanted more. His next obsession? Automobiles. By the early 1900s, cars were a rare luxury. Expensive, unreliable, and often more trouble than they were worth. But when Henry Royce bought a second-hand Deauville in 1901, he didn't just drive it, he studied it. Every flaw stood out to him: the rough engine, the poor construction, the inefficiencies. Most people would have accepted it. Henry saw an opportunity. By 1903, he was designing his own petrol engine. He worked relentlessly, refining every detail. And in 1904, he unveiled his creation, the Royce 10 HP. Unlike other cars of the time, it was smooth, reliable, and built to perfection. Word spread quickly. His business partner was impressed. But more importantly, a man named Henry Edmunds took notice. A connection that would soon lead to one of the most important meetings in automotive history. The world was about to meet Rolls. Talent can take you far, but the right partnership can change history. In 1904, Henry Edmunds arranged a meeting between Henry Royce and Charles Rolls, a wealthy car dealer and racing enthusiast. Rolls had been searching for the perfect automobile to sell, something reliable, powerful, and refined. When he saw Royce's 10-horsepower car, he knew he had found it. Royce was the perfectionist, obsessed with engineering excellence. Rolls was the visionary, skilled in sales and branding. Despite their vastly different backgrounds, they shared one goal: to build the best car in the world. That same year, they struck a deal. Rolls would sell all the cars Royce could build. It was a bold partnership, one that would redefine luxury automobiles forever. By 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially born, and soon after, they introduced a car that would cement their reputation: the Silver Ghost. A great car is one thing, a legend is another. In 1906, Rolls-Royce introduced the 40/50 HP, later named the Silver Ghost, a machine so smooth, silent, and reliable that it shattered expectations. To prove its superiority, the Silver Ghost was driven 14,371 miles, 23,127 kilometers, non-stop, setting a new standard for durability. The press hailed it as the best car in the world. But engineering excellence wasn't enough. It needed an image. That's where Claude Johnson stepped in. Known as the hyphen in Rolls-Royce, he masterminded the company's branding, ensuring that Rolls-Royce wasn't just a car, it was a status symbol. With Royce's precision, Rolls's ambition, and Johnson's marketing genius, Rolls-Royce became the ultimate name in luxury automobiles. While others saw the sky as a limit, Charles Rolls saw it as his next frontier. The roaring engines, the wind in his face. Flight wasn't just a passion, it was his obsession. He was fascinated by flight and became one of Britain's earliest aviation pioneers. In 1910, he made history by becoming the first person to complete a non-stop double flight across the English Channel. This achievement cemented his reputation as a fearless innovator. But his daring nature also came with great risk. The crowd watched in awe as Rolls soared through the sky until something went wrong. A crack, a sudden tilt. The plane spiraled downward. Gasps turned into screams. Then, silence. A deafening crash. The man who defied gravity had lost his final race. At just 32 years old, he became the first Briton to die in a plane accident. His death was a devastating loss, but the Rolls-Royce name lived on, driven forward by Henry Royce's relentless pursuit of perfection. With Charles Rolls gone, the weight of Rolls-Royce's future rested on Henry Royce's shoulders. But if there was one man who could uphold its legacy, it was him. Henry Royce wasn't just an engineer, he was an artist. A loose bolt, he remade it. A slight vibration, he redesigned the entire engine. His philosophy was simple: take the best that exists and make it better. If it doesn't exist, design it. Perfection wasn't a goal, it was his only standard. This relentless pursuit of excellence pushed Rolls-Royce to new heights. Under his leadership, the company became known for engineering precision, unmatched craftsmanship, and a standard of quality that no competitor could match. But perfection came at a cost. Royce worked himself to exhaustion, often skipping meals and sleeping just a few hours a night. His health declined, forcing him to step away from daily operations. Yet, even from his sick bed, he continued designing and refining. In 1933, Henry Royce passed away at the age of 70, leaving behind not just a company, but a legacy of excellence that would last for generations. Even after both Charles Rolls and Henry Royce were gone, their vision endured. The foundation they built, precision, quality, and innovation, became the backbone of Rolls-Royce. During World War I and II, the company expanded beyond automobiles, producing some of the most advanced aero engines of the time. Their legendary Merlin engine powered fighter planes like the Spitfire, playing a crucial role in the Allied victory. After the wars, Rolls-Royce returned to what it did best: crafting the world's finest luxury cars. Their vehicles became the ultimate status symbol, owned by royalty, celebrities, and world leaders. Even today, Rolls-Royce continues to evolve, maintaining the same principle that Royce lived by: take the best that exists and make it better. More than a century later, Rolls-Royce remains the gold standard in luxury automobiles. Now owned by BMW, the brand has evolved while staying true to its legacy of craftsmanship and engineering excellence. From the Phantom to the Cullinan, each Rolls-Royce is a masterpiece, handcrafted with meticulous detail, cutting-edge technology, and an unmistakable presence that commands respect. Yet, at its core, Rolls-Royce still follows Henry Royce's timeless principle: take the best that exists and make it better. What started as the dream of a poor engineer and a daring entrepreneur is now a symbol of prestige, perfection, and unparalleled luxury, a legacy that will live on for generations.